All right, it's January 11th, 2025, Saturday morning, approximately 8:30. Okay, so uh, yesterday I got this. Well, this is the ticket I played about 2.5 months ago. When I reached 40 videos, they told me they'd give me a sign that I'm doing the job, well, this job right with the videos and making it to 40 videos. So this is the check that I got. It doesn't seem like a lot, really. It's $1,213.20. The idea is the numbers, and the first slip of paper I showed you is I got 7 events right, and the angels told me that I would get 7 events right on one individual situation, like a piece of paper or something like that, that would have value, and that I wouldn't know about it. It would be a mistake, and I would wake up the next morning and found out that I won. And the numbers are really significant because you got 12 for the 12 apostles, then you got 13 because there was 13 original apostles, and then you got the 20 cents, which means the silver, and the 20 cents is like the two God and the Holy Ghost, and then enters Jesus would be number 3, which you get the Trinity. But before that, there was 12 apostles, 13, and Jesus was down here with us. So he didn't join his Father. So there was only 2 up there. That's what represents God. And also the number 7 for all the days it took to build the world. Now remember, God's time zone is different than our time zone. One day to God could be 1 billion years, or 10 billion years, or 100 billion years. We do not know. But anyway, this next story is about, well, the angels came back to me like, there's 1 million angels, or more even. I don't know how many there are. But they said they gave me a couple tasks. One task is to try to get the adult entertainment industry female dancers and the adult entertainment industry female massage girls. They're 2 different types of groups. There's a lot of different types of groups, but these 2 are the most biggest at the time where I'm dealing with. And the one facility is right beside where I'm working in the other facility. So it's kind of right beside each other. It would be more easy for me to do this process of getting them to get along. But they don't get along. They argue a lot against each other because they both come out for cigarettes or something, because you're not allowed to smoke in the bar anymore, so they smoke outside, and they're bickering at each other constantly, and I'm trying to get them to get along. So then I get another message that I have to help this other person that works in the massage industry. And I know there's actually a few of them that I have to help, but this one was in particular the one I'm talking about today. Uh, okay. This young lady said I could use her name, but I'm not, because if one person says I can't use their names, then I'm not going to use anybody's names. But even the hairdresser that I told you about in the previous video told me I can use her name, but I didn't. But in case someday we ever need verification or anything like that, I have a lot of people that will let me use their names to verify the validity or the truth of my stories. Okay, so we're back in 2005. I meet this young lady. She's working beside me in the massage parlor, and she needs a ride home that would be less expensive than, a cab, or at that time there was no such thing as Ubers. There was buses, and I was pretty inexpensive. I was only $7 a ride to get somewhere as a donation. And so she started taking me. And I don't often know who the person is I'm supposed to help or save at the time. I find out as I'm going. But the angels have this way of making like a narrow path so that no matter what, you're going to run into the person you're supposed to help. It makes it very easy for me, too, so I don't have to go scouring the whole city to find these people. But anyway, this individual female, I can say she's a redhead and she has Irish descent, and she has a little bit of witch powers in her. Well, there's a lot of witches out there that don't know they're witches, but this one knows she's a witch. She's a good witch. It's a bad good. There's variations of that as well. But anyway, her issue is she has these blackouts. And then she doesn't know what she does when she has these blackouts. They're usually violent and causing damage to herself and others. So my job is to help her cure her of these blackouts. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a physician. I have no medical knowledge of these things other than my time I spent in the mental institution myself for 3 years, which I think helps me deal with a lot of these people that have certain problems. So, anyway, I first got to befriend her and get her to trust me. Because what I got to do is I got to see the episode in order to find out if I can really help in any way. So, a year passes, a year and a half. We're really close friends at this time. And now I've got to provoke her into an episode where she blacks out to find out what it is. Now, this is risky because I'm putting myself in jeopardy. Could I get hurt? Something bad happen? There's always a possibility. But anyway, it took a while, but I finally provoked the episode out of her, and I saw it, and it is dangerous, and it was pretty scary. But she didn't hurt me. She was able to come out of it because she knew that the violence that she would have caused would have hurt somebody else that perhaps she befriended and she wanted to keep a friendship with. So I know it's a little subconscious, and a little bit in the real world. So I got to get her to understand that she can stomp this in the real world, and therefore not have it happen in her subconscious. She just has to control it. She has to understand it. She did tell me that she knew I was provoking it, and she knew I was doing it on purpose. Because after hanging around me 2 or 3 years, she started seeing me do things with other people and stuff like that. And she thought it was amazing, and we will talk about those stories later. This young lady is still my friend today. I don't drive her as much because in 2005, she was in her 20s. Don't quote me. I think she was 22 or 23. And right now she's in her 40s. And I don't know what you know about the adult entertainment industry, but after 40 or 45, you start to slag, and it's not really your forte anymore, or it's not something, older women like to do anymore after. But that's also another story we'll deal with later. So, after about 3-4 years, I was able to do that and stop the blackouts and stop the violent episodes. Till today, it hasn't happened to her. But another thing was happening is I had to get close to her boyfriend, which is common law husband, I would say, because he had psoriasis. And with my help, I could get rid of the psoriasis. And that'll be another story for another time. So just like I told you about the angel sending me on a narrow path, then I will run into the people that I have to help. So I just thought that was amazing how angels can do things that, know what's going to happen. So anyway, every time I do one of these videos, something good happens. Like that check coming in. It came in yesterday, but I'll be cashing it today. And other good things. Something always good happens every time I do a video. So that's another sign that I'm on the right path and doing these, and I'm doing them properly. All right, talk to you later, Birdy.